What a beautiful sunset we have here over the Big A Grandstand with only 13 racing days left in 2014. We're here to bring you the best of today on Aqueduct Insider. Maggie Wolfendale alongside Aqueduct's all-time leading rider, Richard Migliore.
Yeah, we were actually looking at that earlier, and most of the guys, or any of the guys that had a chance to maybe catch me somewhere along the way are retired. So I think I'm pretty safe for a while anyway. I would say
you have a clear lead. You're about ahead like Secretariat. You're still moving like a tremendous machine, at least on the leaderboard. As we will check in with headlines as far as leaderboards are concerned, there's a bit of a battle up top with the 3-year-old division. Richie, with shared belief, it's been announced that he's going to the Malibu now.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting turning back to 7 furlongs. It's a grade 1. And I guess he throws himself back into the argument for 3-0 honors if he wins that impressively. Although I really think right now the big front runner is California Chrome again off his grade 1 victory in the Hollywood Derby.
Now, if he wins the Malibu, does that make him on even terms with California Chrome?
I still think he's playing catch-up, but he puts himself back in the discussion for sure. I mean, then you can make a case, well, he put a line through the Breeders' Cup Classic because he did get eliminated at the break, and he would be undefeated. So, of course, you've got to respect that. But I think it's hard to overcome a horse that wins the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, as well as the Santa Anita Derby for 3 grade 1s there, and then switches surfaces and wins a grade 1 on the grass in a year that it was kind of wide open, I thought, until that.
Well, now we bring in the Horse of the Year discussion. Does he deserve credit or at least be involved in the discussion of Horse of the Year, California Chrome?
Well, absolutely he's in the discussion, although for me, Main Sequence is Horse of the Year. 4 grade 1s, 4 for 4, undefeated in this country. I thought his Breeders' Cup Classic was a tour de force. So I think Main Sequence is the Horse of the Year for me. And we're looking at California Chrome here, who obviously took to this grass course very well.
Yeah, he did there at Del Mar. And I agree with you. Main Sequence, the argument is very strong for him, although a lot of people not liking the fact that, well, it's been a turf horse throughout the last couple years.
Well, you know, and I understand that, but it's interesting. It's either been a distaff, a female, or a turf horse, and so there's precedence. It's not like it's something that hasn't been done before, and we can go back all the way back to all along being Horse of the Year, just winning on the turf. We can go to Favorite Trick being a 2-year-old being Horse of the Year, and then, of course, all the females that have done it now, Wise Dan. I think it goes, or it should go, to the best horse and the most consistent horse. To me, that was Main Sequence.
Yeah, no biases. Who is best should win Horse of the Year. Well, jumping tracks here, we had some disappointing news from Finger Lakes here today. A couple horses coming down or being confirmed that with the case of strangle, so therefore Finger Lakes under quarantine.
Yeah, and it's a very scary situation when you have an outbreak like this at a racetrack. The biggest thing is to contain it so it doesn't spread. That's why those horses won't be allowed to ship, won't be allowed to run here at NYRA. The last thing we need is for that to get around and spread.
Yeah, exactly. Better safe than sorry, and hopefully those cases, those horses do get better and doesn't spread anymore. But to follow up with some news that we had yesterday about Alexandra Hara, she is still in the hospital, but a decent outlook.
Yeah, it does look good. I mean, she did break her collarbone, her right collarbone, and she has a bruised spleen. So they want to keep an eye on that and make sure that there is no internal bleeding. So she's still in the hospital for observation, but it was a non-displaced break of the collarbone, so she won't need surgery. As ugly as it looked, thankfully, she's going to be okay.
Yeah, we're really glad to hear that today, and that will actually extend her bug a little bit now on to May when her bug ends. But we do have some racing action to partake in here on tonight's show. Our first race was the feature, a great competitive field of New York breds going out for race number 8. It's John and Brielle in the booth.
From that inside post is out for the lead. Saratoga Snacks runs in second. In tight there with Spa City Fever. Spa City Fever had to check as the field now moves into the turn. Bon Vigilante on top over Saratoga Snacks. Not a Cat but a Llama is down at the rail. On the outside is Awesome Vision, and in between horses is Spa City Fever. Then a break of 2 to Gridley Here, who trails the field. Bon Vigilante leads by a half length. Saratoga Snacks second, and on the outside is Awesome Vision. Just in behind, Not a Cat but a Llama down at the rail. Spa City Fever is alongside. Gridley Here is the trailer. And now they're midway up the backstretch. And it is Bon Vigilante holding on to this lead over Saratoga Snacks. Awesome Vision, Not a Cat But a Llama, Spa City Fever, those three all together, and Gridley here continues to trail. Opening quarter, 25 seconds. Opening half, 50 and 3/5 seconds. Bon Vigilante has been in front right from the start, continues to show the way here as they move around the far turn. Saratoga Snacks continues to chase, and on the outside, Awesome Vision. Now Saratoga Snacks draws right alongside of Bon Vigilante, and Awesome Vision is right there with the front two, so three of them across as the field turns into the stretch. Awesome Vision, Bon Vigilante, Saratoga Snacks, Bon Vigilante at the rail, hanging in there with Awesome Vision. Those two are heads apart. Saratoga Snacks has dropped back, and now there's a 16 to the wire, and now Awesome Vision has taken over. Awesome Vision drawing away in the stretch. Awesome Vision impressive at the end. Won by 7 lengths. And it was a photo for second between
Well, Richie, as far as the tote board was concerned going into this race, it looked like a pretty evenly matched field. But that wasn't the case at the wire.
No, it wasn't. Awesome Vision, usually a deep closer, was on them by the quarter pole, and he powered away. I was wondering if he might hang a little bit or pull up on the lead. Well, he didn't. He put an exclamation point on this victory. And again, you know, we go back to Saratoga Snacks. He's just not the same horse that he once was.
Unfortunately, he's not. I thought we might see him kind of resurrect himself and get back on track for 2014. Not that he ran awfully, but still just not that same punch that he had before. But what was a really heads-up ride was that of Awesome Vision, given by Javier Castellano, who you, Richie, caught up with after the race.
Javier, Awesome Vision, usually a deep closer, kind of put himself in the game, and you had them collared by the quarter pole.
The way I set it out the pace, I don't see too much speed in the race. Only 2 horses. He brought shot of the gate, put in good spot in the race. The pace you can see very slow. He put him in good spot in the race. I think the way he developed it, he ended up with a good result today.
Well, it was a good result, and this is your last day in New York. You're packing up, heading to Florida, but first you're going to Venezuela. Tell us about that.
Yeah, very excited to go back to my country. I believe the last time I rode in Venezuela was 17 years ago. And very excited to go back to ride the state of the Caribbean. They kind of participate in each country. South America country, and Panama, Puerto Rico. And I'm very excited to represent Venezuela and looking forward.
Well, the year you've had, Javier, it's great. You not only represent Venezuela, but you represent New York racing in a great light. And first thing, I want to thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate for this country giving me the opportunity to come over here and explore my ability. I'm very proud to be in United States, and I'm being very blessed human being in the world, you know, and I'm very proud to be the best jockey in the country.
Well, thank you, and you are. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A very reflective and humble Javier Castellano after a win in today's feature. Richie, what's it like for a jockey? He's leading money earner in the country as of now, and he's going to go back to where it all started.
I think it's got to be a very emotional thing for him. You know, it's been 17 years. I'm sure that 17 years seems like it's gone by in the blink of an eye for him. He's accomplished so much in a very short period of time. And I know exactly what he meant when he said, I'm very proud to be the best rider in the country. Statistically, he is the best rider in the country, and arguably on the racetrack, day in, day out, the best rider in the country.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of a testament to the support that he gets and being able to get on the good horses that he has and the job that his agent does and the trainers that he rides for. So it was good to see Javier kind of leaving on a winning note here from the Big A. But we have a lot more racing around the corner in this first break for Aqueduct Insider as they load into the gate for race number 4. We'll be right back here on MSG Plus.
Hi, I'm Nassau County Executive Ed Mangano, and I'm joined here by Major Chuck Kilbride from the Toys for Tots program. We love our U.S. Marines, and we thank them for hosting the Toys for Tots program. And we're asking you, if you have the wherewithal, please donate a new unwrapped toy to bring joy to every girl and boy that might not otherwise enjoy a wonderful holiday.
So come on out on December 6th and December 7th to Aqueduct Racetrack. Bring the family, and remember, a good bet and a safe bet is a new unwrapped toy. Let's put a smile on a child's face this year.
And well, as Major Kilbride said, make sure you come out this weekend to support a great cause in Toys for Tots. But getting back to the racing that we had here on this Thursday card, race number 4 in here, Mig. Well, it looked as though David Jacobson might have his hand on another one, as Johnny I will have the call here for race number 4.
Runs up on the outside now to take over. It's Love to Run in front. Global Asset, Chairman Now, heads apart second and third, 2.5 lengths to MJ Plus in fourth. Then a gap of 3 to Sam's Buck in fifth, and Better Win Now trails the field as they move around the clubhouse turn. Love to Run leads here by 2 lengths. Chairman Now giving chase in second, and Global Asset is third. The first quarter was run in 23 and 4/5 seconds, and the 6 of them have reached the back stretch. Love to Run opens up now by 4. Chairman Now is second by 2 lengths. Global Asset runs in third, then a break of 5. Back to MJ Plus in fourth. 6 more back to the trailers, Sam's Buck and Better Win Now. Love to Run ran the half in 48 seconds and has a 4.5 length lead as they head for the far turn. It's Love to Run in front, Chairman Now in second. Global Asset, MJ Plus, the odds-on favorite, moves through now down towards the rail. They're midway around the far turn. Love to Run in front. The lead's now 3.5 lengths. Chairman Now in second. Love to Run holding on to the lead here. Chairman Now, MJ Plus, Global Asset. Those 3 are all together as the field comes into the stretch, and they're closing in here on Love to Run. Chairman Now down at the rail. MJ Plus on the outside, then Global Asset. They're coming for the 8th pole. Here's MJ Plus now to take the lead. Love to Run, Chairman Now, second and third. MJ Plus with the lead as they hit the finish line. It will be MJ Plus to take it by 3. Love to Run held second over Chairman Now. Global Asset finished 4th.
And we see MJ Plus getting to the winner's circle as the 4-5 favorite in today's 4th race here. Richie, talk a little bit about the pace. They were strung out a bit on the backside.
They were. Love to Run from the outside post. Kind of ran off a little bit with Angel Cruz. You can see he runs with that extension blinker. Not an easy horse to handle. Did well to hang on for second. MJ Plus got that absolutely perfect inner track trip, inside out, saved ground, came out when he had to, and got it done for the hot David Jacobson, Cornelio Velasquez duo.
Yep, and they'll probably be atop of the leaderboard shortly as we move forward with this Aqueduct inner track meet. Well, moving on with the races, we will check in with race number 6. It was an off-the-turf event. As usual, all races are now officially off the turf for good. Johnny I has the call once again.
Golden It Is on the extreme outside and now moves up. Golden It Is looking to get that lead. Money in Your Pocket is alongside. Golden It Is on the outside with the lead as they go into the clubhouse turn. Money in Your Pocket runs in second. Our Caravan up on the outside into third. Idle American is now in fourth. Red Vine is back running in fifth. And then Frazel. As they head for the backstretch, Golden It Is with a neck in front of Money in Your Pocket. The first quarter, 23 and 1/5 seconds. Now they straighten away. Money in Your Pocket on the inside and Golden It Is on the outside, and the 2 of them are right together. So we've got a duel here as the field heads up the backstretch. Money in Your Pocket at the rail with a head in front of Golden It Is. Just in behind is Idle American in third. Our Caravan's on the outside in fourth. Then Red Vine and Frazel continues to trail. Half mile, 48 seconds. Money in Your Pocket by a head. Golden It Is on the outside. So it's the long shot and the favorite right together going into the far turn. Idle American has had a good trip down towards the rail. On the outside is Our Caravan. Then it's Red Vine and Frazel. Golden It Is on the outside has taken a narrow lead from Money in Your Pocket, and now there's a quarter of a mile to the finish. Golden It Is, Money in Your Pocket, once again, nothing between them. Idle American on the outside. Here's Red Vine, and then Our Caravan. Red Vine now kicks in and goes by them all. Red Vine in front with a 16th to the wire. Money in Your Pocket on the outside, Our Caravan, then Golden It Is. It's Red Vine, who broke well, was taken back, and made the winning move at the top of the stretch.
Well, go figure here, Richie, that the only horse who had never been on the dirt before gets the win for Christophe Clement, probably his final runner here at Aqueduct or in New York for 2014 and onwards. But as a rider, when you're on a horse, can you feel something on either surface that says, well, yeah, maybe they will be good on either the dirt or the turf?
Normally, when you're on the grass with a horse, you can tell right away if they're sufficient on that surface. When it's on the dirt, you generally don't feel as much because they don't bobble around, and they will travel in the bridle for a long ways. It's when you go to ask them to run, and then they kind of come off the bridle, and then you know if they handle the dirt or not. Now, obviously, this horse never appeared to have any fast works on the dirt, and they don't get to train on the grass all the time, so you can understand the connections thinking he was a turf horse. But horses that don't possess speed generally aren't good workhorses, and you don't know until they try.
And that is the truth. And it's funny, you know, having worked horses in the morning, too, when you get on a turf horse, you know, when you're galloping out, they're usually done. They might be in the bridle for the work to go even 48 or 49 for a half mile, and then they're done at the wire.
Once they come off the bridle, and generally for a half, maybe up to 5/8, but no gallop out. That's when you kind of know, you separate who's a grass horse from a dirt horse.
Good stuff to know here, Richie, as we will check with the Fab Four of the final races on this Aqueduct card.
In between. Dance for Joe is now dropped back to fourth. The field is at the top of the stretch. Peach Lake, Papoose Miabella, Little Zilla down at the rail. It's Peach Lake and Little Zilla. Those two are heads apart. Papoose Miabella in third as they pass the 8th pole. Little Zilla on the inside now gets away from Peach Lake. It's Little Zilla. And the 1-2 favorite will break her maiden here. Little Zilla by 2 lengths. Peach Lake was second. Turned out to be a photo for third between Papoose. Room on the inside for Kushmi Cat, who comes on through now to take second. But Mononoke has built a huge lead here. Mononoke's in front by 8 lengths. Kushmi Cat in second. Then it's BB's Passion and Senora Sofia. Mononoke in front here. The 1-2 favorite in front by 5 as Senora Sofia makes a late belated run. Mononoke the winner. Senora Sofia was second. Then BB's Passion get up. Dighton is fourth as the field heads into the stretch. Doc Allman on the outside of Apex. Apex holding on to the lead. Doc Allman is all out in second. Now 4 lengths. Back to Patriot's Voyage and then Dighton. Apex clear by 2. Doc Allman in second, and it's going to be that way under the wire. Apex, the winner by almost 3. Doc Allman finished second, farther back, Patriots Voyage. And now it's Day's Ride in front as the field comes into the stretch. Day's Ride, the leader. Duke of the City back in second. And Fiona's Hero in third. Big Town has moved into fourth. Day's Ride is all out to hold the lead. Day's Ride in front now by 3. Then Fiona's Hero, Big Town on the outside. Duke of the City down at the rail. It's Day's Ride with the lead. And Day's Ride will pull off a huge upset at 17-1. Fiona's Hero second. Then Big Town and head. Into the stretch now, and here's Perfect Freud. Perfect Freud now to take the lead. Delightful Erin is back running in second. Farther back, Smart Cookie, Kisses for Romeo, Nejma, and Birkenhead. Perfect Freud has built a 5-length lead and just a 16th to the wire. Smart Cookie moves to second, but she's not going to catch Perfect Freud. Javier Castellano takes the late double. Smart Cookie finished second, and Nejma.
Well, thanks, Johnny. Johnny High for those wonderful calls, as always, over the Aqueduct Inner. Well, despite having a bit of a blow-up in leg number 4, Richie, with a Day's Ride, the pick 6 was still hit, so no carryover into the Friday card. It was hit for a little over 21,000, and though not part of the pick 6, race number 1 had a fairly interesting first-time starter.
Yeah, I thought she ran kind of a sneaky good race. We were talking about number 6, Papoose Miabella. She kind of breaks slowly, and you can see her hesitate, like a lot of first-time starters will do, and kind of ringing her tail makes you feel like maybe she's a little bit weak behind, gets her feet underneath her, and then she'll kind of middle move, and we'll take a look at when she gets into the second turn and gets involved 4 wide, and this is the kind of race that could get lost if you just look at it on paper, but watching a replay, you know this filly ran a lot better than it looked.
She really did. She just got a little bit leg weary towards the end, and once again was doing the tail swishing as she was coming under a ride. But this is a pretty good move, about 5 wide almost, sustained run for the lead here. But if she shows up in the same kind of spot, she should be very dangerous.
She should be very tough. She'll have the race under her belt. She'll be fitter, and it's very difficult to win with the wide sweeping move on the inner track. We'll see horses close down the outside, but generally speaking, we talk about it a great deal. It's about saving ground. So when they make a long sustained run, you expect them to flatten out late, which she did.
Yeah, exactly. And we will have a little more information regarding feet traveled as far as on this Aqueduct Inner, especially going along a little bit later on in the show. And even though Papoose Mia Bella was a New York bred, our Frost Giants New York bred standout of the day has to go to Awesome Vision in here, Meg, and he looks as though he's back on track.
Yeah, I think he's back on track. We can look for him in New York bred State Company. Awesome Vision got involved early and was able to finish the deal, power away. A horse that, generally speaking, comes from further back, heads up ride by Javier Castellano. But if you want to do something heads up like that heads up ride, you want to breed to Frost Giant. Frost Giant has everything you want in a stallion. He seems to throw every kind of horse, turf, dirt, long, short, fillies, colts, you name it. Frost Giant's a runner.
And he's also pretty good looking as well, as we see him up on the screen now. Make sure you contact Eric Bishop of Sunrise Stallions, email and phone there if you want to breed to Frost Giant. Well, on to claim some new acquisitions. I don't think any of them were Frost Giants, but the claims list today was fairly longer than it was yesterday.
Well, we see Tom Morley won the first race, and he's adding some ammunition to his barn there. Steve Cosera's been very busy at the claim box, as always. David Jacobson. Don't see David Donk claiming too many horses, but he reached in for one, so guys loading up for the winter meet.
Yeah, it's interesting. Dave Donk, I'm probably thinking maybe he thought this was more of a turf horse, Blue Shark, but then again, with him getting Funky Monkey earlier last year, they're a bit more of a claiming outfit, and I'm sure that's why he's dipping in to the clean box. So we will be watching out for those horses coming up later on in this Aqueduct Inner meet. We also have one more break to take on Aqueduct Insider on MSG+. Well, the remnants of what was a pretty nice day for wintertime, at least here at the Big A. But we are safe inside. Maggie Wolfendale and Richard Migliore along with you for this edition of Aqueduct Insider on MSG+. And looking forward to tomorrow's card in here, Meg. We'll jump right into the action and race number 8. It's an optional allowance for the state breds, going 6 furlongs in here. We have some speedy horses. One of them is NF's Destiny.
Yeah, definitely a horse that possesses speed, and something I look for this time of year, horses that have had success on the inner track. This horse is 3 for 5 on the inner track. I think that bodes well from the fact that he has speed, and he takes kind of a confident hike in class here off a good win.
Yeah, it is a big hike in class out of that New York bred claiming 20 race. Back up into allowance ranks, we'll see how he does. But we also have to check in with Layla's Jazz in here. A pretty game effort, 2 back in September at Belmont, and kind of start off of a pace where he might get the same kind of setup again.
Yeah, and he comes from the inside, so he's going to have to leave to make sure he gets positioned. But Cornelio Velasquez has been riding terrific, and I think the class relief from the Hudson handicap back to 40 should make a big difference.
Yes, it should. Best Hop is a drop, and one of my old favorites, Quick Money, in here. Does have to break from the outside. I thought was really interesting. Rudy has claimed him twice, so have Linda and Jacobson.
I like when you see a horse that's popular at the claim box, they get to reclaim. It speaks volumes about what people think about the horse, and obviously he has issues that are either manageable or no issues at all. So when a horse is popular at the claim box, these trainers are sharp. They don't claim junk, and they're certainly not going to claim back junk. No, they're not. And he's one of my favorites. Love watching him run. He's 12 for 53, making his 54th start in tomorrow's 8th race. So race number 9, we actually end on a pretty good note. It is a New York bred maiden special weight for the boys, 2-year-old boys, that is, going the 1.70 miles in here. And first, Richie, we will check in with Buddy the Elf. What a cool name. A little going back to Elf the movie. It's Christmas time. It would be fitting.
sprinting if he won.
It would absolutely be fitting, and Buddy the Elf ran a winning race last time, kind of loomed up, maybe flattened out a little bit late. He's running on his wrong lead here towards the outside. I'm just curious what you have to think about. His pedigree doesn't scream root to me, and
No.
he is stretching out, and he did flatten out a little sprinting. What do you think?
Not a big fan of it. I like the horse himself, just wish he was sprinting. But hey, maybe he breaks from the inside. He might have speed, obviously stretching out. Maybe he can lead them gate to wire. But we'll check in with another horse, a horse that has had a lot of experience. Is Persuasive Devil. One that didn't in this race is Swivel, who was a first-time starter for John Kimmel.
Yeah, and you're going to see him. He's going to get squeezed here. The rider on the 5-horse, kind of having a steady, bouncing off the saddle a little bit. Just broke a little slow, like first-time starters tend to do, and then got squeezed from both sides. Actually did good to get back in the race and only be beaten 6.5 lengths.
I thought he ran very well. To me, coming out of this race with Persuasive Devil and Mr. Harlan, he's the one you want going forward.
Well, I think there's more upside for him because of the way he got bounced around at the break, the fact that he finished up gamely. I don't know, though. He only has the one start, and then stretching to 2 turns. I'd like to see a little more foundation like Persuasive Devil.
He is a tiz now out of a AP Indy mare, though. Gotta love those Bromans with the well-bred New York breds in here. But next we'll move on to Beyond the Green and Arctic King, who did step up his game, made a huge run 4 wide. But Beyond the Green, he was still a bit green.
Yeah, he was still a bit green and really finished, kind of settled late and finished suddenly. He was lugging in. You could see Joel Rosario kind of having to make up his mind inside, outside, ducked back to the inside. He gets the hot riding Manny Franco, but a difficult post.
Yeah, way on the outside there. As he did take a lot of money, Richie. He was the favorite at nearly 2-1 in that last race. So we'll see if he can move up off of that effort in his 3rd start of his career. But as you were alluding to, that bad outside post, we had Trackus do a little bit of research as far as the distances on the inner dirt and how much you lose when you have to break outside.
Yeah, and it's a terrific stat to have. Going 1 mile on the inner dirt, outside post position, post 10, the horses tend to lose. Well, actually, we talk 6 furlongs first. Outside post, 2.6 lengths. And you think about how many races are won by necks, noses, heads, half lengths. That's significant. The only thing you have to do, Maggie, is discern which horses don't run well inside. Sometimes horses create their own, problems because they don't want to run into the kickback or run inside.
And it's even more emphasized when they go longer. It more than doubles when you break from outside comparatively with 6.
Well, less time to run to the first turn, at least going 6 furlongs, you have a longer run to the second turn, and you're negotiating 2 turns. So if you start out with a wide trip, you have to make every effort to save ground on one of the turns. That was always my philosophy as a rider. If I was going to lose ground on the first turn, I was going to save every inch of ground on the second turn. And conversely, if I was on a closer that I knew was going to do his best running in the clear, I was going to save every inch of ground on the first turn, so I knew I was going to blow ground on the second turn.
Well, jockeys, listen up. Richie knows best, as he is the Aqueduct leading all-time rider here. But that will do it for us here on Aqueduct Insider. Pay attention to those post positions tomorrow. We'll see you back here. Have a good night.